Yeah, just hold that there.
What, hold it in water?
Cheers, Justin.
17 at 940.
Cheers.
Oh, I've let him in.
At 740.
Pass it, take. Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
That's what I was down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, good you. 5 kilo more.
What's that?
It says, have you beaten it? It says now it's got 5 kilo more than you. You've had 6 kilo more.
It will to mine at once, mate. All it's weird.
Well, I thought I got £70, so.
That's not worth the day. Fair, isn't it, that, mate?
Near 80.
Is it nearly 80?
35, 70 plus all the odd bits in it. 77, yeah. I think it would just be shy of 80.
77. Right, first number.
780.
Have you gone on?
Mate, shite. 12 and a bit kilo.
I was saying, I knew we were going to fish hard, but middle of match, it was terrible, weren't it?
Yeah. When I
Couldn't get a
started
bite.
catching it at work, I thought I'm going to have to stick it. It's the only place I can get a
As
bite.
soon as you, did you feed worm initially on that line?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I thought you started on pellet.
I did 2 lines at the start, one pellet, one on work.
Right.
The pellet line, I've had a sign off.
No, I've had that one carp early on it. That way.
21,940.
There's bubbles. Once I fed that big pot, there's bubbles coming up, so I knew there's fish there.
Yeah, I've had bubbles coming up on my pellet line, no short. Yeah, really.
Right.
Here we go, Steve Rothery. The Rothery.
Nothing to declare.
Say 17 kilo there.
16,520.
A good mount.
Well, apart from it,
Good split that, mate.
Whistling. You only whistle when you're catching, you.
18,440.
Yeah. Right now I am 34,960. Kilo off. 3/4 per kilo, £1.5 off rubbers.
well done, Nicola. Let's have some now.
Oh, wait. Yes. See, that's what I caught. I saw him catch him all day.
Oh. Are you caught?
Down the edge with ground bait and worm. I've had nothing until I've done that. And then as soon as I've done that, it's been a different swim altogether.
You caught carp to F1. Or mixture.
Mainly carp, a big fish. I've been sitting there waiting. I started with pellet and corn. I had an F1, then I've had a carp, and I can see the little fish there. So then I've had a bit of ground bait, got a carp with dead maggot on the hook. And then chopped some worm up in half, put that in, put a worm on the hook. That was ridiculous. Different peg, but then last 40 minutes I've had one fish.
Because everybody's fishing that age then.
It just went. I've
I'll
had one
tell you what,
bite
I've
in the
had
last
last
45
section was
minutes.
37. Dino's won last section, didn't get worth it.
9,420.
I bet it's with 37 kilos. It was a 35, 36, 34, and I've had 34.
Oh.
And I've lost the ghosted this morning. £10. Yeah. It's really well.
What did you catch on this?
Worm and ground bait down the margins.
Did you? 18 540.
That's one section that. Yeah.
15 980.
Last hour's done there.
34 420.
Oh my God, how close has that been?
What did brothers get? 30. Fuck you, look at that.
The point.
Pound. 34 420.
I can't believe how close that's been.
I'll spend that money in the pub today.
So it's come to that time of the year again, the UK Championships, and of course, as always, I always look forward to this. It's just a great league, very prestigious, very high class of anglers. I just think the venues are great. What Nigel runs, you know, what he picks for the event. 2 new venues this year. Forgotten them. What were they? Oh yeah, the Glebe Fisheries in Leicestershire for the second round, and Boddington's. So I think it will be interesting this year. We've just had the first round, which was at Lindholme, and to be honest with you, I thought prior to the event, with the weather we've had some really cold weather. I didn't expect Lindholme to fish that well, especially going on the commercial national, which fished really hard. Not because of the amount of anglers on the bank. I just think with the cold weather we've had and the fish haven't really woke up yet, the build up to the commercial national and the UK champs, the weights have been reasonably low, simply because of the cold weather. And then on the Tuesday before the UK champs, the weather picked up, a bit warmer day. We had a really warm Tuesday night, and then on the day itself it was quite a warm day, and as a result the lakes fished quite a bit better. 80 anglers, split between bonsai, laurels, willows and strip. Of course it would be nice to win the match, but the main intention is to win your section. So yeah, that, you know, basically you're looking at minimum points to try and win the event. So a section win was the main aim on the day. I drew bonsai 63, and it's an area that I always fancy, winter or summer, middle of the lake. However, sometimes with the way the wind was, especially on the day, I had a bit of hard work ahead of me, simply because I had Steve Rothery on peg 69, Lee Blagdon on 72, which I wouldn't have really fancied 72, and I said to Lee in the morning, I said, you know, it's not really produced that peg as yet this year. It's more of a really summertime peg where you can fish against a mud bank with a pole and catch some bigger fish late on in the match, and you might catch some dobbing at the start, but I didn't expect him to catch. So I knew I was fishing against, and I spoke to Will Raisin in the morning, and I said to him, you know, I'd be happy with second or third in the section, and trying to be realistic with where I'd drawn. I thought, unless I have a bit of a lucky spell, I don't think I'll beat Steve Rothery off 69. And I've ended up having quite an interesting match. I'd say halfway through the match, I was stone last in the section. I've fished soft pellet short, and hard pellet as well. I'd set 2 rigs up for my short line. If it was going to be a hard day, struggling for the odd fish, soft pellet we're going to catch skimmers, the odd carp. Hard pellet on the long pole, bomb and pellet up to the island, and then I've set up 2 rigs for down the edge, a lightish rig, an 014 up length rig, and an 016 straight through rig. Obviously, with the intentions that if I did get a big arrival of some big fish down the margins, then I'd fish my heavier rig. Not forgetting that this match started at 1 o'clock and finished at 6 o'clock, which is the prime time, especially maybe in the last hour and a half, of extracting a few big lumps down the edge when you decide to feed at that time of the day. So my plan down the margins is fishing ground bait with whatever bait was going to work on the day over the top. And as I say, halfway through the match, I'd managed to put 3 fish in the net. And the bloke to my left had got 10 carp on a little hybrid feeder up to the mud bank on peg 61. And I just couldn't get a bite on anything, literally. I'd got 1 carp on the short pole, I'd had a couple of skimmers, and that was it. And then maybe about halfway through the match I fed my edge lines, and I've dropped on them with a grain of corn, had 1 carp, then nothing. I've had 1 carp on dead maggot over the top of ground bait, and then I've started feeding worms, and it's just transformed my swim. And I've caught on pieces of worm, but I've caught mirrors and commons, I've caught decent fish. And I've only caught for about an hour and a half, and then when I've thought, well, you know, I'm fishing for a big weight now, the last 45 minutes I've had 1 bite, and I've ended up weighing 35 kilo, but it's been so tight. The section's been really, really tight. I've had 35 kilo. There's been Steve Rothery with 34 kilo, and Lee Blagdon with 34 kilo as well. And luckily that 1 bite I got in maybe in the last 5 minutes of March has won me the section. So it's all worked out in my favour, which is great. So I'm really happy, to be honest with you. You know, going into the second round, which is at the Glebe, which is, you know, a fantastic venue. I'm really, really confident, and I'm looking forward to the next round with a section win under my belt. So let's see what happens. But on the day, Andy Powers won the match from peg 10 on the strip with 60 kilo. Fantastic, fished a fantastic match. So yeah, he did really well to win the match from there. And second on the day was Dale Shepherd off peg 63 on Laurels, and he's fished a brilliant match as well. And he's more or less caught on the same approach as what I've done, which has been ground bait and worms down the edge. So, and Johnny Arthur was third off peg 52 on Laurels as well. So the Laurels Lake has fished quite well. He's had 52 kilo, come third overall. So yeah, great day out, really enjoyed it, and well done to the top 3.